Hi everyone, my name is Katie Potts. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm going to walk you through the Cultivating Your Corporate Culture. I'm just going to quickly go through the slides and explain them for those of you that missed the Holder Retreat. So if you see on the first slide, it's got the workplace trends. So we're just talking about how our more sedentary lives and lack of sleep and our diets have changed our bodies and how we function and our health. So if you go through to the second slide, the next couple of slides are actually talking about just ways to improve our commute. You can see that pie graph there shows the different ways that people commute to work every day. And if we see the majority of us just ride in a car, so we're sitting. Some people have very long commutes, especially if you live in this area that is very, very high in traffic. But if you do have access to a better way to commute, such as riding a bike to work or taking public transit or parking further away to where you can walk, to your job, then that gets you more exercise in and gets you more steps in. You want to make sure that you try to enjoy your commute. So the next slide is giving you some tips and ideas on ways to kind of de-stress. Some of us, we get very stressed out and maybe even a little bit of road rage when we're driving, and that just creates again, a more stressful environment, and stress can do a number of damage on the body. So we want to make sure we're trying to find better ways to relax. Maybe listen to music, maybe download some audio books, podcasts, maybe someone you enjoy listening to, maybe call a friend or family members, catch up with people. Just make sure you're doing a hands-free device so that you're not distracted while you're driving. The next couple of slides are talking about improving your posture at work. So it gives you a few ideas of, instead of just sitting in a regular chair, maybe try sitting like with the exercise balls. Make sure that you're sitting up straight. Make sure that your computer is at a good angle so that you're not staring down at it or having to look up at it too bad. Make sure that the keyboard is at a comfortable place so that your hands are not bent or in an uncomfortable position. You want to make sure that you're comfortable when you're working and that you're not having poor posture. Okay, so the next couple of slides just go through and talk about this. And then they talk about making sure that you're finding ways to get up and move around. So the following slide gives you a little pop quiz and ask you a question on how many calories that you burn doing those three things there. And the answer is C. You can burn anywhere from 75 to 100 calories, and that varies from person to person. But we do want to make sure that we are taking that time to get up and move around. Okay. Now, the next several slides, I'm just going to kind of go through. It is examples of how you can stretch and give a little bit of exercise in work. So for example, the first one is chair squats. It tells you and kind of gives you a demonstration through the picture of how you can do chair squats at work. This is simple. It's a great leg workout and get you moving. And so the next several slides, you'll see leg extensions in there, a side leg lift. If you don't quite understand how to do those based on the descriptions in the slides or the pictures, you can always go just to a YouTube video and Google and type in like side leg lift exercise or squat exercise, and you'll be able to pull up plenty of videos and that will give you actual descriptions and pictures, and you can watch it step by step to see how to do it. All right, so I'm going to keep going through. All right, so then after all of those slides that give you all of those individual exercises, it just kind of reiterates making sure that you're taking breaks, that you're walking around, you're getting up and stretching more, you're finding ways to be more active there at the office and not just sitting constantly. One of my recommendations is if you tend to get kind of sucked in at your computer and you're not getting up and moving, set an alarm on your phone. Make sure once every hour you're getting up for at least 5 or 10 minutes to kind of move around, so then that way you're not just sitting the entire day. All right, then the last half of the slides are going through working around office eating. So unfortunately, our trends these days, as you see, is skipping breakfast, not breaking for lunch, eating at your desk, mindlessly munching on snacks. We've got candy bowls sitting around the office. You may have a vending machine close by, catered lunches, people bringing snacks and things like that, desserts to the office. We want to make sure that we're very conscious that that is happening. So we want to get better plans and start planning ahead. So the next slide talks about making sure that you've got breakfast essentials on hand. So make sure we have healthier options for breakfast. Making, eggs, you can make scrambled eggs at home or make an omelet at home. You can do oatmeal for breakfast. If you need something quick and easy on the go, you can make protein fruit smoothies. Those are great options as well, but make sure you're planning ahead. Make sure you also pack a lunch. Take leftovers for lunch instead of getting to work and not having anything and then end up eating out or snacking on fast food or other junk things. Excuse me. Make sure you keep healthy snacks at your desk. Keep fruits and nuts and seeds, and if you have access to like a refrigerator, make sure that you're, stocking it with healthy things, maybe some string cheese or maybe the fruit or the fruit and some yogurt. If we do the yogurt, go with the plain yogurt, no flavored stuff. That's way too much sugar. And then add your own, fresh fruit to it or nuts or something like that. Maybe stock up on like some carrots or broccoli and ranch or, some veggies and hummus that you can dip that in. That's also a great thing to have on hand in this stock up. And that next one is just a good list there. The next slide, snacks for sustained energy. So it kind of gives you some ideas there. And then the next slide goes into talking about stress eating. So whenever you're starting to feel hungry, if you're one of those that constantly feels hungry at work, then we need to take a step back and look and see if we're stress eating. We need to look and see if it's what we're eating, it's just poor quality, which is not going to fill us up. So anytime before you get ready to eat, stop and kind of check in and see, all right, when was the last time I ate? Am I really hungry or am I just bored? Make sure that you're very aware of what's going on and what your body's telling you. All right. And that just kind of gives you, the next slide gives you a little bit of statistics on people getting interrupted at work and just stress in the office place. Okay. Then the last few slides are just talking about being the change. Make sure that you start leading the way. Again, take the initiative to stock up with the kitchen with healthy snacks and fruits and things like that. Maybe, if y'all do have a community candy bowl, maybe talk to everybody and say, hey, what would y'all think about if we switch this out? Maybe put trail mix in there, or some good healthy granola or something along those lines, or put fruit in the bowl instead. Get everybody on board, get them talking. Maybe swap out your sodas that are in the fridge and keep, herbal teas or hot teas in there, or, water. Keep lemon slices or lime slices in the refrigerator so people can slice that up and put it in their water to drink. So just make sure we're coming up with these better options and talk to people about it. Encourage activity at work, especially if you're a supervisor or a manager, and encourage your employees to get up and get moving. Whether you have walking meetings or whether you, again, encourage them to set an alarm on their phone and get up once an hour for 5 or 10 minutes just to move around. Be the example and walk to their office to ask them a question instead of sending them just an email or a text message or just a phone call. So get that going and be that change. And then the last one is, or some of the last slides is then talking about more opportunities, creating like a runner walk club after work, or finding a local gym and inviting coworkers to a new kind of happy hour, instead of going out for drinks and dinner after, find something active around your office. Bring some resistance bands or some foam rollers or some small free weights into work. Keep those around so that people can use those. But just make sure that we're, finding time to de-stress, finding time to get moving there at the office, and we're not just always sitting, and then stock that office with healthier snacks. All right. The last slide is just a review of all of that. So again, we want to make sure we're reducing that stress. We want to make sure we're moving more and not just sitting, and we want to make sure that we're very aware of unhealthy eating trends that go on in the office and start trying to make those changes of keeping those delicious, yummy, healthier snacks on hand. All right. I hope you all enjoy these slides, and if you have any questions, feel free. You can contact Wellness Corporate Solutions, and they can either direct your questions to me through that, or they can answer the questions directly for you. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.